Well, do you want to return to your country?
Never.
Then, Grant, act like it. If I didn't know better, I'd say you still swear allegiance to the DVX. Have you forgotten your dream, Grant? The life that we were going to spend together here.
I haven't forgotten it, Celia.
And you just abandoned it?
You know, I haven't abandoned it either. Believe me, Celia, I think about it constantly.
Grant, that dream was once so important to you that you were willing to try and run away with me. And now you're just giving it up.
You just don't understand.
Well, why else would you be willing to risk your life to protect people who would never, ever do the same thing for you? Grant, you can't have it both ways. What do you really want?
I want you, Celia.
I don't believe you.
Why not?
Because if you meant that, you would tell the government everything they want to know. You would do whatever you had to do to be with me. Obviously, I am not that important.
No. No, please don't say that. You are the most important thing in my life.
Next to your countrymen.
Celia, don't do this to me.
You're doing it to yourself, Grant. Don't you see that?
I can't prevent it.
You're the only one who can prevent it. But you're running out of time. Grant, you've got to let go. For God's sake, if you love me, if you really do want a life with me, then name names. And if you don't, well, then you just might as well say goodbye to me right now.
Thank you. Hey, where's everybody going?
Well, darling, I have a quick errand to run, but believe me, I'll be back in time for the grip stop.
Please do, baby. I need all the support I can get.
Got it.
And what about you, Rube?
Oh, honey, I'm just so beat. I gotta go sleep. I promised to take little Mike to the movies this afternoon.
Oh, no, stick around. I'd like to talk to you. Listen, why don't you go on up to my apartment and just lay down up there for a little while? I'll make sure you're up in time for your date.
Oh, won't I be in your way?
Of course not. I've got the mayor coming in here any moment. After that, I got the press. I'm going to be busy until probably late afternoon. You'll have the whole apartment to yourself.
Okay, I'll take you up on it.
Good.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Mwah.
I'll be up
See you
waiting.
later, baby. Thank you.
Well, there he is, the man of the hour.
Hello, sir.
Congratulations, Luke.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you ran a magnificent race. Both of you did. Two fine candidates. It restores your faith in the political process.
Well, you know, Lee Baldwin would have made a very fine mayor.
And so will you, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Ready to get started?
Now?
The sooner, the better.
But, Your Honor, I haven't even been sworn in yet.
Now, if we wait until then, you'll be hopelessly behind as if you weren't already. That's why I thought I'd take the opportunity to fill you in on a few of the immediate problems you'll face and inherit from my administration.
Well, okay, that's very kind of you.
It's the least I could do, considering I left you this mess.
Oh, come on, I'm sure the city's in great shape.
If it is, it's the only one in the country. Now, I only have time to give you the tip of the iceberg, and it'll get you started.
Fire away.
First off, the deadline for several federal grants is coming up. Now, I'm sure you know how important it is to get that money.
Yeah, I'll get right on it.
If the congressional committee will let you.
What do you mean?
They're expecting you to make an appearance before them.
When?
As soon as possible.
Well, why?
See, they're investigating toxic wastes. They'd like to hear your plans for disposal, both immediate and long range, as well as contingency arrangements in case of an emergency.
Oh.
And, of course, you'll have to sandwich them in with work on your proposed budget. It's due immediately. You can't put that off.
No, I wouldn't think.
Funds will be frozen until you've made their proper allocation. You haven't lived until the Port Charles school system has been breathing down your neck, demanding more money.
Well, I can hardly wait.
And, of course, the lobbyists will be beating down your door. I'm surprised they aren't here already, but they'll be expecting consultations right away.
Okay, well,
Be sure to leave enough time for your campaign expenditures report. I believe they give you about a week.
about a week. All right, well, can I ask you one thing? What am I going to do with all my free time?
Oh, well, you'll spend it mostly making the rounds of social functions. I'll tell you what my predecessor told me. 90% of this job is public relations.
All right, what's the other 10?
Making friends. You'll need as many as you can get as soon as you can get them. You can't have too many in this line of work. Well, I'm sorry, I have to go. I just hope that our little discussion has proved useful to you. We'll talk at length later on. I have a lot more to tell you. Oh, and congratulations again. I know you'll do a wonderful job.
Yeah,
By the way, how does it feel to be the new mayor for Charles?
well, I think I have about one question that I would like to ask you. Where does a person go to abdicate?
Now, keep that sense of humor. You'll need that, too.
I'll take 4. Who's joking? Father, you all right?
Yeah, I've been better.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing that a few hundred more votes for Lee wouldn't cure.
I take it the defeated candidate hasn't shown up yet.
Oh, yeah, he'll be here. Nobody else is giving Baldwin a party.
More like a wake.
I think I'll have a drink, fortify myself for this lunch. Anybody care to join me?
Not I. I have surgery this afternoon.
I'd love to, but I've got some patients to see as well.
Sure as hell glad I never became a doctor.
Me too.
Are the Baldwins here yet?
Oh, no, but we're expecting them any minute.
I wonder how they're taking it. Oh, I feel so sorry for Lee and Gail.
Well, you should, Lila. I mean, you voted for Spencer. Canceled my vote right out.
Well, Celia voted for Luke, too.
Ah, there goes my vote.
Excuse me.
Oh, Stella, how did you vote?
Well, that's a private matter.
Not around here.
We're taking a little private in-house poll. Now, how did you vote?
For Luke.
There goes my vote.
You know, we might just as well have stayed at home. Do you realize the Quartermain household contributed absolutely nothing to the outcome of this election? Well, so much for the democratic process.
Excuse me, sir.
Where the hell are the Baldwins? Let's get this over and done with before we're all reduced to tears.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. Mr. and Mrs. Baldwin are in the entry.
Dad, I won't stand here in silence. What'll it be? Me or your countrymen?
You, Celia.
And you'll name the DVX agents.
I have to. Celia, I couldn't face a life without you.
Graham, you won't regret it, I promise. We'll never look back.
No, that's not important. It doesn't matter. You're right. Celia, I don't have a choice. How could I ever choose to live without you? I've tried very hard all my life not to make any promises that I can't keep. And as I said during the campaign, you guys know that one of my top priorities is low-cost housing for Port Charles, because I think it's important, and now I finally am in a position that I feel I can do something about that.
That'll make you even more popular down on the waterfront. Will you still spend time down there?
Oh, sure.
What about the mayor's mansion?
Well, that's where I hear I'm going to be living.
Uh-huh. Alone?
Until I get a better offer.
Will you keep Scorpio on as commissioner of police?
Yes, I will.
Did you talk to him?
Yes, I talked to him today, and he already accepted. I'm sorry to spoil the surprise. You know, this is really rather easy. I was figuring you were going to pull out some of the really rough questions and get tough with me, especially you two guys.
Okay. Let's get back to with whom you're going to be sharing the mayor's mansion.
I had to ask, right?
I'm curious.
Yeah, I am curious myself. I thought it came with someone to share it with. Yeah, are you feeding these people questions?
Of course not, but aren't you glad we rehearsed?
Not nearly enough, did we?
You're the first bachelor mayor Port Charles has had. People are bound to be interested in your social life.
I'll try to keep it exciting for you.
You've had quite a checkered career. How would you describe your background?
I wouldn't. That's your business. I make my background. You describe it.
Is Miss Townley coming back?
Who? All right. You do your homework, don't you?
You'll learn.
Yeah, I guess I will.
What about Connie Townley?
Well, I don't know. As far as I know, she's not due back any time soon.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's none of your business. I'm sorry, folks. This is my first press conference as mayor, and I think we should deal with the issues. I'm not interested in a gossip session. Now, does anybody want to know what I'm going to wear to the inaugural ball?
We just assumed designer blue jeans.
Get him out of here.
Who'll be your official hostess?
Well, I can always count on my family. Now, if you'd all excuse me, I think that if the incisive questions are over, and if we're through talking about my social programs, let's call this one history, shall we? I'll thank you very much, and I'll see you on election. Next election. Thank you very much.
Now that was a lovely lunch.
Certainly much better than what we've been suffering through these last few months,
You
huh?
just cannot believe the food on the campaign trail. I mean, the things they do to chickens should be outlawed.
Well, it could be worse, you know.
How could it?
Well, we could have won. Now, poor Luke is facing a whole term of bad lunches and worse conversation.
You're going to get your share of both being in an administration.
Yeah, it serves you right. How could you even think of working with Spencer?
I not only agreed to it, I'm looking forward to it.
I think the shock of losing has affected the man's mind.
Come on now, why did you decide to join Luke Steve?
Well, believe it or not, I admire him. Molly.
You and Spencer couldn't be more different.
Maybe that's not so bad. At least we'll present a wide range of viewpoints. Look, I think Luke is going to make an excellent mayor. And I'm very happy to be able to do what I can to see that he is.
That's a very refreshing attitude, Lee. I'm sure you're going to be a strong influence on his staff.
Well, he better be.
I wonder what kept Celia. Stella, Mrs. Putnam's not back yet, is she?
No, I haven't seen her.
Anyway, she missed such a shame she missed such a marvelous lunch.
I saw her leave very early this morning.
Well, she should have been back a long time ago. I wonder what's keeping her.
Well, what else? She probably went to visit that spy. Let's just hope it's for the last time.
On the edge of night.
Monticello belongs to me now. Every building, every house, every life is mine.
A city is held hostage.
They own this town.
And it's a struggle for survival. Sky gathers forces to fight back. The end is near. Can Monticello win in this deadly game of power? Watch it on the edge of night. Weekdays.
Afternoon. You feeling better?
Oh, yeah, much. Oops. How'd the press conference go?
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out in the morning in the papers.
Oh, I'm sure you did fine. You always do.
I don't know, Rube. This is turning into a whole nother ballgame.
Oh, did they ask you about my background, Bobby?
No. Don't worry about that. I headed him off at the pass.
I'm so proud of you.
Are you proud enough to do me a favor?
If I could.
Well, I got a problem.
What?
It's this big, ugly museum they're going to stick me in. They call the mayor's mansion.
It's only gorgeous.
Yeah, and it's lonely.
That's the way it is at the top.
I don't think it should be lonely. At the top or the bottom or anywhere else. In that house, it needs a nice, warm family in it, you know?
What are you getting at?
Very simple, lady. I want you to come and live with me. I want you to be my official hostess.
Luke.
Now, I know, big mansions are not your style.
You know it's not that.
You'd never have to scrub a floor again.
Oh, that's tempting.
Well, then let's do it.
Honey, I am an ex-madam. With my past, the press would crucify you.
How the hell with the press? You're my family.
That's the reason I say no, reluctantly. I thank you for the offer, but I can't do it. I love you too much. I gotta get out of here.
Rube. Are you sure? Please, are you sure?
But, I thank you for asking. And I promise you, I will be a constant visitor. I just love you.
I love you too, lady.
Be a good boy.
I have to. I'm married.
Celia!
Hi.
I'm afraid Robert isn't here.
I know. I saw him earlier at headquarters.
What happened?
I had a long talk with Grant.
Come on in. Come and sit down. Can I get you anything?
No, thank you.
How is Grant?
He's better, I think. For a long time now, he wouldn't disclose the names of certain DVX officials. Until now.
You talked him into it?
Finally.
That's wonderful. It'll certainly help his case.
Yes, it will probably save him from being sent to prison, or worse, back to his own country.
You should be relieved.
I am.
Then why do you look so worried?
I just hope that Grant has enough names to give him.
Well, there's nothing you can do about that. He can only tell them what he knows.
I know, you're right.
How did you manage to convince him to talk?
I don't know. Grant sees it as some sort of betrayal. Holly, I have never worked so hard for anything in my entire life, I'll tell you that. I guess that proves I love him.
And he must love you a lot, too, to have made a decision like that.
He trusts me. Unfortunately, his future is not in my hands.
You'll be all right.
I just have to pray that when Grant does talk, that our government doesn't betray him.
Afternoon, gentlemen.
Well, I hope you've got a good reason for dragging us all down here.
So do I.
I think we do.
Well, we're listening.
We're waiting for Grant's lawyer to arrive first.
And then what happens?
Mr. Meyer's client here has something to tell you.